Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and to Power Apps Code Apps series. In the previous video, we have seen how we can create drop-downs for the choice values and create a searchable user picker for person and group columns in SharePoint in Power Apps Code Apps, right? Now in this video, we are also going to see how we can basically save the SharePoint choice and person column type into back. Okay, so first thing we need to understand is that though these columns look simple in SharePoint, but behind the scene it works differently from the normal text field. So you cannot just pass the text value to it and expect it to be saved, right? Because a choice column is not just a text column. A person and group column is also a different kind of column with some extra properties to be there, right? And that's the reason SharePoint expect these fields in a specific structure, and we need to understand this structure. Otherwise, while you are trying to save or patch or update the record, it will break, right? And so this video we are going to kind of do more of an show and tell session so that you understand that what kind of object the SharePoint or connector expects while you are going to save it. And then we will also see a demo of how you can use the similar kind of setup in the in your React code by basically using the same kind of create method with the SharePoint connector as a data source and then saving it back. So if you will understand this concept, it will feel much easier for you to handle the SharePoint related data operation in the Power Apps Code Apps. So let's jump in. So just to summarize the use case, we have a SharePoint list called issue tracker. We have certain fields like issue title, description, priority, status. These columns are of type choice. And then we also have a person and group column, which is called as assigned to. What we did is we created a simple Fluent UI based form wherein we have added SharePoint list as a data source. And then we are using the get entity reference method to basically get the data for the priority and the choice as in possible values. And in the last video, we have seen how we can make this people picker searchable within Power Apps Code Apps, right? So that is what we have done kind of in the previous video. Now in this video, what we are going to do is we are going to see how we can basically save the values, right? So first and foremost thing we need to understand is that how the objects in SharePoint list via connector basically works. Okay, so when you are going to pass a priority column, a status column, or a people and people assigned to column, you need to pass the object in a specific format. What I did is I basically kind of use the network tab in the Canvas app to understand how the object has to be sent. And because one more thing we have to understand here is that though it is typically behind the scene using SharePoint REST API, but the connector does expect the values in a separate or in a different way, right? So what I did is I did some homework there in the by using the Canvas app in the network tab and trying to find out the object, and then used Claude code to tell us that how we can basically pass that object. So let's jump into the code. So let's first summarize how we were getting the data so that people who are first new to this video would also understand that. So as soon as you would have added the data source as a SharePoint list by choosing the SharePoint site and the targeted SharePoint list URL, what you will get is you will get the dedicated demo model, dedicated model for your SharePoint list. You will also get a dedicated service file for your entity, right? So in this case, it would be create, update, get all, and get reference entity. Okay. Now to get the values of the possible choices, possible values of the choice columns, priority and status, this is the method which we have used. And how do you use that method is basically, if we see here in the issue in the React component.let by using the use effect, what we are doing is we are basically calling the get reference entity method by passing the priority and the status, which are basically two columns which we have, and then basically as similar typical React based code by using the state management and hook to populate the state and then using that state to put it into the drop down, right? And same goes for the people and picker column. So what we are doing is we are basically handling the on change method of the combo box. So we are using combo box for the search and people, people and person and group column. And then within this, we are making the use of Office 365 connector. So there here that is a little bit different. We are using Office 365 connector because, you know, if you wanted to find the users within your organization, then the SharePoint list will not have that kind of methods available, right? So that is where you have to use a different connector. And this is how we would have typically done it in the Canvas app also, to basically create or search user of similar kind of drop down. We would have created connected to an Office 365 search user connector to find out the search related operations within the organization. So we are using that and then setting it up here. Okay, now let's go to the actual code, right? So basically, if you see here, what do we have is we do have handle submit method, right? But the handle submit method doesn't does the actual job. What the actual job is being done is the state object, or the object which we are creating for priority and status, while the user is basically selecting it, right? So for that, what we need to understand here is that when the user is going to do the selection, right? So this is what is happening, right? On option select. So on option select, basically we are finding the right option value of the user which has been selected, and then we are setting up the label, and we are also setting up the priority with the opt. Okay, now opt is basically an object which is going to tell you the ID and the value of that uh, particular this thing, the value being selected. Now same goes for the status also, right? For the status also, we would have similar kind of logic where the opt option is being available. Now, when we are going to, let's first understand the save uh, operations which we are doing, right? So if you see here, there is a button called save. Sorry, if you see here, there's a button called save, and what it is doing, it is basically going to handle the submit issue and everything, right? Now, so let me go and go to the submit method. Where is the handle submit method? Handle search, handle change, handle submit. Okay. Now, these are some typicals, you know, like it is state object, so that we are showing some loading image, etc. here. And then what we are doing is, first thing is we are creating a constant object, okay, of ID, priority ID, status ID assigned to priority, and this status. Okay, now this two won't be usable because SharePoint won't understand this, but we are just creating it for the sake of the record and keeping it as a name. Now once the payload is there, okay, so what we are doing is now, based on the selected priority and selected status, we are actually creating the payload method with a full choice object which would be matching the actual value which needs to be saved, right? So this is the code which is doing that, which is basically creating the full choice object to read the actual schema which we need to pass, and we will see it here. So let's try to see and understand what it is. So let me say test issue. Okay, people picker column not working, issue with saving picker column, it does not save sometimes. I'll say normal, I'll say not duplicate, but I will say new, and I will assign it to Santosh. Hopefully this will be loading fast. Yeah, okay. And I'll ignore this for now. And now I'm submitting it. Okay, and it has submitted it. And if we see here, the value got saved, right? Okay, but I wanted to show it in the network save, so I would have to do it one more time. And let's test it one more time. Hi, duplicate. Let me try to create similar kind of issue. Okay, now if you see here, it is basically using the same invoke method as we do it in the this thing, right? And here the priority object which we are sending it of the O data type of the SP list expand reference, and we are passing the ID and we are passing the value. So this is how it is expecting it. If you don't pass your priority object or status object because it is of type choice, in this manner it is not going to save it. Okay, and if you see here, I already did some experiment by passing the ID, just by passing the choice value. It did save the other values, but it never saved the priority and the status column. And that is where it is important to understand that we need to build this object with this kind of O data type, ID and everything, so that it understand it. Okay, and that is what we are doing it here in the code, right? So if you see here, there is a place where we are. Okay. Yes, I understand. What we are doing is that when we are getting the choice object from the API call, right? We are basically saving the data of the priority value as it is, right? With this O data type, value and ID and everything. So whenever we are passing it back, we are also using the same interface schema so that it is being, kind of saved back. Okay, so that is where the O data type would basically be passed as a string value. And then once it is passed as a string value, we are also holding the similar kind of object. And then from that object, we are basically creating the required request object and then saving it, right? And so this is what basically we are doing it. We are adding it as an priority object based on the selected choice values and everything. Okay, now same goes for the assign to column, right? As I said, that assign to column is also a people and picker type column, and hence what we need to do is we need to make sure that we are passing the object in this particular format. Of course, you don't need to pass this picture, job, department and everything. Either an email or an claim object would be just required, right? And while we are basically creating the selected object of the user who has selected whatever value user would have selected, that object is been used in the state object. Okay, and saved it by user principal name and display name and everything, because we are using Office 365 connector to get the value. And when we will get that value, we are going to get the similar kind of object itself, right? And then what we are doing is we are basically getting the we are basically sending the object into this one, the full object, and then it is going to save it. And then the rest is simple. Okay, what we are doing is you are basically calling the create method. You are passing the payload, telling the payload that is if it is of type issue tracker thing, because the schema or the model which has generated it notes what values has to be passed. And then what we are doing is we are basically calling the method, and whatever ID we are getting, we are just saving it in this, and then we are saying whether it is a success or a failure. Okay, so this is how we are basically kind of using the targeted JSON object which needs to be passed to the SharePoint list connector. We are basically saving the value. So in this video, like the main goal was to basically show you what really happens behind the scene when you are working with choice and person and group column in the SharePoint. So while you are basically going to save this or use this kind of scenario to save this value from the Power Apps Code Apps, this video would be helpful for you to understand that, okay, how you need to pass this data. Because in many cases, this is very common thing, right? Like the concept of the drop down, patching, editing, recording. It was kind of easier in the Canvas app, but now with the code apps, because you would have to handle every piece of code on your own, what it is supposed to do, you need to make sure that you understand it better. So also, another key takeaway from this video is because I spent some time, trying to figure things out, and that's the reason I thought of creating this video. I thought that it might be easy to just save the value, considering, that we are already using the connector and the service class has been created by the generated code, but it was been different, and hence thought of, creating this video also about trying to save the video. Now, one key takeaway would be that before you write any code, right, always try to understand what works behind the scene, what kind of data the targeted entity is going to expect in which format. Okay, and that simple understanding can definitely save you a lot of debugging time. And I hope this video is going to save you some time to understand the special SharePoint column types, which are a little bit better. So if you find this video useful, do like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for watching. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you, everyone.